I remember I came down the stairs thinking, where is she? And I was like, she's not here.
I was so nervous to meet Megan. And we kissed right there.
Don't know if that's the difference between American and English girls kissing.
We're gonna do more than cuddle. If I would have done anything different that day, I would not be here right now.
Insane.
So, how we met.
Hi lovelies.
Hi. What's up?
Welcome or welcome back to our channel.
It's nice to see you again. It's been a minute since we've...
Hi.
Hi. I'm Whitney.
And I'm Megan.
And together,
we're Wagon.
We're wife and wife.
And we're on a journey to becoming two mummies.
Yay! I mean, we've been together going on 13 years, so I think the time has come.
Time has come.
And if you want to catch up on our baby journey vlogs, like we'll link them below, or you can just look back, you know, at previous videos, either way, and follow along. But for this video,
we're going to do something that we get asked a lot, and that is...
How we met.
Yeah! We're going to do the same time, are we?
How we met. We filmed a video before and it is on our YouTube channel, but this is kind of like 2.0 and it's a little retro. The last video
we haven't watched the last video. We'll link it in case you want to go back and see young Wegan. I'm intrigued to see if the facts change. I know. If over the years, if we've just like made up things or forgotten things or remember
I think my memory is sharp.
Who knows?
My memory of my past is like none other, but I can't remember what I ate for breakfast, so short-term memory, not so much.
But I just want to say there are two parts to how we met story. One, how we met online, and two, how we met in person.
So let's get started. This is a story, y'all. This is like divine intervention. I pinch myself sometimes like that I'm here. It is one of those kind of like, I don't know, miraculous stories that you just see in movies. And I'm not just saying that because I think our story is amazing. It literally was a divine intervention.
But if you haven't picked up, Whitney isn't actually British. She is American. She's Southern, hence the little twang coming through with the British accent.
Hey,
so that's where the story gets even more intriguing, perhaps.
Okay, where should we just like get into it?
Go from the beginning. Yeah, let's do it. So, how we met. Go.
How we met. So I'm from the South originally, but I went to college, or university in Hawaii. So off I went to Hawaii, had my first semester, and then Christmas rolls around, so it's time to go back to Kentucky to see my family, you know, to catch up and tell them about my exciting life. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing, you know, laying by the beach and things like that. Okay, so I arrive on Christmas Eve. Now every step I do that day is incredibly pivotal because it leads me to the ultimate, what you call it, life-changing thing that I do. So I'm not going to bore you with all of the details. My mom picks me up in Knoxville, Tennessee with my two best friends and my cousin. So I've got Seth, I have Sarah, and Katie. We have a really good time, and we usually do a big old like Christmas Eve dinner, but this time we didn't. Like, we were going to do it on Christmas Day, which was kind of like a very unusual. So we just went out to eat somewhere like really nice and had a really good time. We were like, this is like really fun. There was no pressure on the day, and it was just like kind of spur of the moment. So I then get home, or actually no, we go shopping. We do some like Christmas shopping as well. I got like some new clothes. I'm feeling real confident. I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm buzzing because I'm jet lagged. So I then get home and I have another friend who comes to visit, and we have a catch up. And yeah, it's a lot exciting, you know, when you first get back, you're seeing old friends, you're reacquainted with the familiar, you know, your house, you know, my mom. I was so happy to see my mom as well. And yeah, after that all kind of like came to like the excitement of that just kind of like wear it off. Not that I wasn't excited, I was just kind of getting jet lagged a little bit. But I had all this energy, it was really weird. Like I needed to sleep, but I was just wired. Jet lag kicked in, and I was on Myspace, as you did back in 2006.
Quickly, who remembers Myspace? Comment below. Myspace, if you're like, what is Myspace? Myspace is basically a social network platform, whatever, that was before Facebook, before Instagram.
And it was huge. It was like the biggest thing out there. Like you had to have a Myspace profile, or you just...
It was awesome.
It was amazing. And so I was on Myspace in 2006. And mind you, it's Christmas Eve night, right? So it's magical. It's a magical day if you believe in like the Christmas miracles. And I've always, my entire life, had such a fascination with the British. You know, I love the accent. I was obsessed with the Spice Girls, particularly Baby Spice. So I always had a thing for like blonde British girls who were funny, intelligent, and all that good stuff. And on MySpace, it wasn't that easy to really like search by country, but you had to go like through many steps to actually get to the part where you could, which was like this browse button. and then you could like kind of clarify what you were looking for. So I was always wondering like how British culture or British girls like differed from American girls. Not like a creepy stalker way, but I was just so infatuated, I just wanted to know. So I was like Googling British zip codes, and then as soon as I Googled it, it came back with a postcode. Being really confused what a postcode was, like letters in it, I was like, what? But I mean, it wasn't that hard to kind of grasp it, they just do it a little bit different. So the first one that Google, or even Yahoo, I don't even remember what I was using. So the first one that they gave me, I was like, okay, I'll go with this one. And then I put it into Myspace, and then I hit browse, and on the first page, there was Megan. I was like, she's cute, like, I could not believe it. But the thing is though, I think I searched like a really, like the radius was quite small, so the postcode had to be very specific. I don't know if you know in the UK, but like each road has their own postcode. So in the States, that would be like each individual road having a different zip code. Like it's insane how many there are. So the odds of actually finding Megan were wild, weren't they? Because she was studying in Cardiff, she was doing her master's, but somehow, some way, she left her details.
It was still my home address back in Windsor.
Yeah.
Probably what it was probably a postcode near and around London, I'm guessing, so I came up.
Yes. So it must have been, yeah. So on the first page pops Megan, and she was this blonde, pretty little thing, and I remember she had like, you had a fringe. I think you were pouting with like pink lipstick on. I mean, the fashion back then was just something else. And I thought she was cute, so I hit click, add friend.
Yeah, that you did.
And then the next day she accepted, and she like wrote a comment on my wall, and I was like so excited. And I had no idea what was in store from that moment on, did I?
No. I remember when Whitney added me, because I remember there was a cute blonde girl who lived all the way in Hawaii, like this dream place I thought I'd never get to visit, and she seemed really cool and really cute, so I was like, yes, obviously accept, add friend, whatever. I'm sorry if you can hear that, it's a puppy snoring. I honestly thought like that was it, we're never gonna meet. She lives so far away, like we're almost a day away in travel time.
And back in the day, you kind of would add people on MySpace that were just randomers. Like I had a lot of randomers in my top 8 that I didn't even know, so it was really uncommon to like have all these random friends, but you would never really meet them.
It was uncommon or common?
It was uncommon. It was for me. I was from a small town in Kentucky. I had friends from all over randomly that would add me, and I'd be accept.
Why is that uncommon then? It's common then?
No, it's uncommon to meet them.
Oh, uncommon to meet them. I thought you were saying it's uncommon to have random people.
No, I was saying it's uncommon. So it's very uncommon to actually meet all the random people you had on your MySpace. It could be a dime a dozen, as they say.
Anyway, let's get going.
So at this point, she leaves a comment, and then I think we message each other on MySpace, and we exchange MSN details.
Ooh, MSN! Who else remembers MSN?
I mean, that was where you chatted. That's where it all went down on MSN back in the day.
Indeed.
So we moved to that stuff, and then I think we had like a generic chat of like, oh hey, you know, very awkward.
I mean, I remember nothing. Just putting out there. Apart from her adding me, I do remember that. I don't remember much else.
So I didn't really think too much of it, but I remember thinking, she's stuck in my mind. But I got on with like the rest of my trip, you know, I saw my friends, I had a nice time, and then went back to Hawaii. And then Megan was like still on my mind, and you know, my fascination with the British, not because of her, it was just deepened. Like I had this urge to want to go to the UK. So I just all of a sudden said, I'm gonna go study abroad in London. I didn't even know if my school offered any study abroad programs or if London was even on the list, but thankfully it was. And before I even had a plan of how I was gonna get there, I already decided and told people I'm gonna go study in London. Like that is what's gonna happen. So I did. Thank goodness. I applied, I got accepted, and then I was going to London.
And meanwhile, I think Whitney found me on MySpace, we think 2006, and she probably told me that she was going to be coming to London study abroad half a year before she was. So this is probably
2007?
2008, maybe, or maybe 2007.
Maybe the end of 2007, early 2008.
Yeah.
This is where we're at. But prior to that, I had studied abroad in the south of France. And I was hoping to meet Megan then, but it just didn't work out.
No, sadly.
But I remember flying over to the UK and being like, Megan's down there somewhere.
Yeah, so the half a year leading up to Whitney coming over, we started chatting more every day because obviously now it was a reality that we're actually going to meet. There was not really any flirting, we were very much friendship, but messaging each other every day, like really long messages, like about a day, about our lives. By then Facebook came along, so we started messaging on Facebook. And then yeah, when Whitney went away, you sent me a postcard, didn't you? Did you send me a postcard?
Yes, and then when I was in the south of
France,
I sent her a postcard, and she sent me one from Portugal because she was on holiday there. And I remember, like, you know, looking at it, like thinking, oh my god, Megan, touch this. This is just, oh my god.
But don't you remember thinking my handwriting?
But her handwriting was atrocious. I couldn't even read it. I asked my friend, like, what's this word?
True story.
Handwriting's bad. But I remember at this point, when we were talking a lot more frequently, I had this overwhelming feeling like I've never felt before that I was going to marry her. I knew she was the one. I was going to spend the rest of my life with her. But I didn't tell her any of this, like, at all. Because
I didn't know this for a long time.
It was still kind of taboo to, like, you know, meet people offline. I knew she was the one. And I even told my friends who were studying abroad with me, and my best friends, like, I was going to marry that girl. Like, she is the one. And I feel, like, just so drawn to her.
They thought you were crazy.
They thought I was crazy. They're like, no, you're not. They were like, no. They were like, she's such like a, like, you know, she's just like, they thought she was just such a, almost out of my league, I think is what they were thinking, but they didn't say it.
No, but for me, I wanted to wait until I met you because you could have been anybody. We didn't actually chat on the phone until the day before we met, so I hadn't heard her voice until then. And we used to kind of get on webcam a bit. I think only I did actually. I don't think you would show your face. So she really could have been a catfish. I could have been a catfish. All I knew. Obviously I saw photos of her, but was it her? Who knows? It was.
But I knew that I was going to marry her, and probably like a month up to like getting ready to leave to go to London. I mean, I felt it. And you need to know, before this, I was very independent. I wasn't clingy. Like, I had never, this was very unusual for me to feel. But I always did want a life partner, like, my whole entire life. So I knew when the right one came along, that was it. We
were both very much looking for our life partner. At this time, we were like 20 and 21.
Babies, really, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. But bless us, that's what we wanted.
Bless us. So the time came. It was time for us to, my group from Hawaii, we were off to London. And those girls are still some of my best friends to this very day. So when we get there, I tell them about Megan. I'm like, I'm gonna meet this girl. We arrive on a Wednesday, and I'm planning on meeting Megan the following Saturday.
Like the first weekend.
So it's like September 20th, 2008. And I was so embarrassed to tell my friends that I met Megan online. I said it was through a mutual friend.
I can't believe
I mean, I know. But I said, guys, I'm gonna marry her. Like, I'm gonna marry her. And they're like, you are absolutely, like, insane. You're not gonna marry this girl, but okay. But, I mean, they went along with it.
So we planned to meet outside the steps of London Waterloo Station. She didn't tell me that all her friends were coming with her to meet me, basically. So we also had a miscommunication as to which steps to wait outside.
I mean, I have no sense of direction. I was at the back.
Well, I mean, yeah, to be fair, I didn't even think. And I remember I came down the stairs thinking, where is she? And I was like, she's not here. And I think I must have called you. Like, where are you? You're like, the other stairs. I was like, okay. And then, so these stairs, one just like walk across like a long bridge and then down some stairs.
Wait, hold up. Before I met Megan, we went to All Bar One. I mean, I didn't even know what All Bar One is at this point. And it was maybe 11 a.m. and I had like 4 mojitos.
Which is not what she is like.
I'm not a big drinker
not drink
at all.
And that's so funny.
And I was only 20 because I was so nervous. Like, I was so nervous to meet Megan. And I just want to back up. Before I met her, we were going, our group was meant to go to London for the day, like, because it's all like part of what we like pay for anyway. We pay for all these experiences while we study abroad.
I didn't realise.
But I didn't go to any of them because I went to see Megan. So I was meant to go have a day out in London, but I was dropped off by my friends with Megan. Before that, I got up like 3 hours early, I think. I groomed like you wouldn't believe. And I sprayed perfume everywhere, like under my kneecaps and my hair. Like, I wanted to make sure I smelled so good and looked good.
Well, you did, baby.
Thanks. We'll show some pictures.
But yeah. Anyway, I remember when I came along the bridge and I spotted Whitney and I was like, oh, she cute. Yeah, she pretty. Her long blonde hair, and like a leather jacket and that. And then I realised she was surrounded by all these girls. And I was like, oh my goodness. And they were just like staring at me as I
so Megan's doing this
down the stairs.
I mean, it was quite a long walk. I mean, just struck me down the catwalk.
Me.
There she goes. I'm like, oh, she's pretty. She had on shorts.
I did. I had shorts. It was September. It was
warm.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, she's got a great pair of legs. Like, she was very attractive, very pretty. And then we meet, and then we hug, and I was like, oh, hi. And then we walk aimlessly around London.
Yeah,
we were both so nervous.
I remember I met all of them, met all her friends, and I thought, well, I'm never going to remember your names, probably not going to see you again. And like, lo and behold, they're my good friends now. Yeah, then we decided just to go for a walk. We had no real plans for the day. We just were walking around London. And I remember she had like a green chewing gum or bubble gum or whatever in her mouth.
Spearmint.
That was there for hours.
You know when you're just so like in the moment, you don't even know what's happening. Like, I was just captivated, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just captivated by you. So we walked aimlessly around London. And we ended up in, where did we figure out it was like years later?
Is it St James's Park maybe or something? I don't know. We couldn't remember where we were, and we came across like a little random wooden like log cabin thing where you can get drinks and stuff. And that was first time. That was very British to Whitney, because I went to go to the toilet and I came back and I said, oh, there's a queue for the loo.
Oh, fine.
And you were like,
okay.
What does that mean?
But then I turned around and I started standing by the toilet, or the loo, the bathroom. In England, to my American peeps out there, the bathroom is out there, the toilet, the loo, the lavatory, isn't it? Like,
ladies.
The ladies,
one
of the ladies.
But loo obviously is very popular.
But Megan says loo, that's her.
The Queen says loo, by the way, so.
There you go. So she was by the loo,
recently.
And I was like, okay, I guess she's coming back then. And we had a bottle of wine, but I couldn't eat. Like, when I like someone, my stomach,
I can always eat. It's
I
pretty
know,
bad.
the nerves.
Now, I'm vegetarian, and Whitney remembers, because there was only probably one option for me. That I had an egg mayo sandwich. Is that correct?
Mm.
Wow.
I was like,
Megan, wow.
Wow. I wouldn't have eaten that on it. I mean, I didn't care that she did, but I couldn't because I was so bloody nervous.
But yeah, so more alcohol was had, not knowing she'd already had alcohol that day. And
then we went back. We swung back by like our bar one.
Went to all bar one, and we
had a little snack.
Yeah, chatting away and both thinking, ooh, I like each other. Hope this is going well.
It's going well, yeah. And then we made plans later to go out with Megan's friend Nick
in London,
and we were gonna go like to a gay club with him, and I was gonna stay the night. So we wrapped it up, didn't we? And I don't even remember.
Went back to your
I don't even remember the journey going back to mine.
Yeah, you were probably drunk. I didn't realise.
Probably. We went back to mine.
I remember we got a bottle of wine, and we got back on the train. We took back to yours. Did we buy a corkscrew randomly?
We did. Yeah, we went to that random place.
Yeah, random, like newsagent. Don't know why I remember that. My memory's really random.
I remember that too.
And then went back, and then we were getting ready, and then your friends came in again to say hi.
We were all kind of loosened up by then. It was kind of like pre-gaming.
Yeah.
And they weren't coming with me, but they wanted to pre-game anyway, which was nice.
Back in the days when we drank
and that
alcohol.
was when my friend, Julia, I think, wasn't that when she called us Wagon?
Already? You think
maybe
not? I'm not sure.
Maybe
I'm not sure. I don't think it was then.
We got ready. I was so drunk at this point, and again, guys,
I did not realise.
Unusual for me, and I was really trying to keep it cool. I was trying to. I didn't act drunk though, did I?
No. I mean,
well,
I wasn't aware that you were really drunk until we went to like another bar. We went to London, and you were like, I think I'm gonna be sick. I was like, what? Oh my god, my heart. That's it. The night's through, and the night is over.
It wasn't though. I don't know. By the grace of God, it did not happen, did it? We got a kebab. A kebab.
Well, let's go back. We went to. Remember my friend Nick picked us up, and
wait a minute, I forgot my overnight stuff.
Yeah. So Whitney was so drunk. So she, even though she was like staying on the outskirts of London, basically, or I don't know where Roehampton exactly is in London.
It's by Hammersmith.
But we were going to stay at my friend's house instead in London. Obviously, I had all my stuff with me for every night, but Whitney didn't take anything with her. And I think in my head, I just thought, oh, maybe she doesn't actually want to stay.
Oh, did it hurt your feelings?
I don't know, maybe it did. But I don't know, I didn't think to say anything, but I thought, oh, I guess she's not taking anything with her then. I don't know.
Oh, why didn't you remind me? I did take my Clinique compact with me in my back pocket.
I don't know.
And my phone. Did I have a phone? I don't even know.
Don't know.
But anyway, we head out with Nick. He's driving around London. Like, we were listening to Lady Gaga.
The first time we heard her, we're like, who is this? Love the song.
Nick was driving. I felt like we were untouchable. We were just jamming out, like,
through
London, in his Jeep. Like, it was a moment, wasn't it? And then we went to Candy Bar Girls.
Wait, no, before that, at some point, we went to for like a few different bars with him, and then and we held hands. I think I held your hand at some point, and then someone asked how long we've been together and make such a cute couple, and we're like, we've literally met today.
But that's the energy we were giving off, guys.
Yes. I made the first move and held her hand.
She did. And then, we went to a few different little places with Nick, met some of his friends randomly. They were all very nice. And then we ended up at Candy Bar Girls, which is no longer in London. It used to be in Soho. RIP. It was a lesbian bar.
It was indeed, yeah.
And when we were all going in, they let Nick in, and then they asked Megan and I, do you know what kind of bar this is?
They're basically like,
no.
Do you know what kind of bar this is? It's like, yes. lesbian bar because we are lesbians.
I mean, guys.
I walked in.
Yeah, we walked right in. Anyway, we were dancing. I think Lady Gaga was playing again.
Britney came on.
Britney, some Rihanna. Like,
good old days.
The good old days. And then I could see Megan looking at me, I think wanted to kiss me. And I was
ready to make my move.
She was ready to move in. And I was so nervous. I was just like, okay. Then we kissed right there. I can't believe that's our first kiss, actually. Just dawned on me, it was a candy bar.
What do you mean just dawned on you?
I mean,
what's our first
I know,
kiss?
but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's our first kiss?
Yep.
And then I think we were like snugly the whole night, like holding hands. Got back in the Jeep. We did have a kebab, as you say, which was delicious, and it saved me, I think. And then the night came to an end and we went back to Nick's.
But you did come and stay the night.
Because I did stay the night. And because I forgot everything, I had to wear some of Nick's PJs.
Can we say about our kiss and how we realised that we kissed differently?
Oh yeah. And when Megan kissed me, we realised we kissed differently.
We both never had this experience before. We don't know exactly what the difference is exactly, but we realised that we kissed differently.
And we still do.
And don't know if that's the difference between American and English girls kissing. I don't know, never had that
Mine's
before.
more sensual. Her tongue was like...
Shut up.
Very fast.
Go away. No.
Anyway, we're the CEO.
I was told I was a good kisser before that.
We are the CEOs of Snoot of Pet. Yes. So, right. So
Anyway.
we wrapped the night up. Like I said, we're back at Nick's. He gives me his pajamas. Remember, he gives me a light pink, pale pink t-shirt.
Yeah.
And his housemate was out of town, so we slept in her room.
Recap, I had made all the moves of the night. Whitney seemed like a very shy girl. So, you know, it was the first time we met. I didn't want to go too fast so that maybe we'd never see each other again. So I was like, okay. Like, we're having cuddles and kisses, whatever. And I was like, what did I say?
You go, oh, cuddles.
I said, oh, cuddles, like night night kind of thing.
And then I said, we're gonna do more than cuddle. And then I just kind of
made our moves.
Made my move.
Shocking.
It was.
Shocking behaviour.
So we kind of got together, if you know what I mean. The first night.
Not gonna say no, but you know.
And it was good. And then the funny thing is, like, me and Megan, we don't sleep naked, we just can't. Like,
we don't sleep naked.
I never have in my life. I like to be like cozy. But I forgot to put my clothes on, and I remember waking up feeling so vulnerable and exposed and embarrassed.
Well, you shouldn't, but I think it's more the fact I woke up at some point. I think I went to the bathroom, so I put my clothes back on, obviously, to leave the room, and then Whitney was still naked. But at some point, you did put your clothes back on, because I always have a vision of you lying, obviously facing like opposite way, wearing the pink t-shirt. So now whenever you wear like a pink pale t-shirt to bed, it like flashes back to that memory.
So cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
So the next morning, we wake up, Megan, like, she's already in the shower, she's put her makeup on, she's looking good. I look horrendous. I don't have a toothbrush.
We shared a toothbrush, I think.
Because and I had no makeup.
You had nothing.
I had the makeup on
Surely
before.
Did you not use my makeup? Why?
I think I used it maybe a little bit, but I looked horrendous. You know when you just, like, want to get ready? And I was happy we went for breakfast and things, but I just felt so bad about myself.
Oh.
But we spent the day together. We went for breakfast. We had like we were in Clapham, weren't we?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a little walk around. I think I had a coffee, went back to Nick's, had some photos, and then you took me to the station. And I remember the train station, and I had to go back to Roehampton because it was like orientation evening or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I better go. This is why I'm here. And I was devastated. I felt like such a sore in my heart. Is that the word? Like
you felt like devastated to leave me, and I think I felt more like excited from like leaving and being able to like talk about it in like the next chapter. You know what I mean? Like in a sense.
But my heart just like from that moment on, I never wanted to be away from her.
And it's quite funny now we are together 24/7 and looking back, and like obviously I wanted her to have the London experience and the uni experience while she was there, so I didn't make her like come spend all the time with me. But it's funny to think that like we could have technically. I was doing my masters and I was working, so I couldn't like just leave Cardiff.
But I wanted to be with her every weekend pretty much. But you know, I didn't want to abandon my friends either.
Yeah, I'm glad. Looking back, I'm still glad that we did it the way we did it, because
we were long distance.
We were basically long distance, because so I was at home in Windsor with my parents to see Whitney for that weekend, and then I went back to Cardiff. So then we were 2.5 hours away from each other.
So I would go see her like, you know, maybe every other weekend.
Or I came home. So after the first weekend we then met up 2 weeks later when Whitney came to visit me in Cardiff.
Yes, and I had the most difficult time booking my train ticket, because here they do like, 24 hour, what do you call it here?
What?
Your time.
Oh, 24-hour clock.
So yeah, so like 16:25. I was like, what?
So I feel bad, I feel guilty and bad looking back at it, because I had no idea that, like, as an American, she wouldn't really know how to book a train ticket, I guess. Hasn't really gone on the train before.
In the South didn't have trains,
like,
why
she didn't have this, you know, lifestyle. For me, I was like, yeah, sure, get on the train, I'll see you soon, pick you up, and you're just like, okay.
So it was, my first train journey was quite daunting. I had to take a bus from Roehampton to Hammersmith. I've been from Hammersmith, had to take the Bakerloo line, I think it was, to Paddington. Tube. Which is the Tube. Get to Paddington. I mean, I was so confused. I don't know how I got there.
Well, babes, it was good. It was some independent learning.
It was. And then I got to Paddington, which is, you know, probably what, the second biggest train station in London. Waterloo and Paddington are your two main hubs. And I was like, so confused. I was wondering why everyone stood to watch the time, and then they just sprinted. I was like, you probably have a minute, but I guess they wanted to get a seat. I was so confused with this like culture and like observing everyone.
It's so funny.
Long journey short, I ended up getting there. Megan greets me. I'm so excited to see her. So nervous. I mean, I can't even eat. Bless her though. We get back to hers, you know, meet her housemate Katie and all that, and then she makes me pasta bake.
Yes.
Like from scratch, and it was so cute. I was so nervous I could barely eat it. So she thinks I don't like it, but I loved it. We then get ready because we're going to go to Pulse, which was a gay club.
Gay club, you know.
We go out gaying.
As they used to call it.
We come back and then we go to bed and we snuggle some more. And we just had a really nice weekend together, didn't we?
And then Whitney basically said to me that she wanted us to be exclusive. Didn't want us to see anyone else. So I was like, okay.
I was like, okay.
And then when you left,
so the next day, yeah, when I left, I basically said, do you want to be Facebook official?
Want to be girlfriends?
Want to be girlfriends? She's like, yeah. And then she was my girlfriend.
Yeah. And
then we did long distance for the rest of my time there, pretty much. And then we actually ended up taking a trip to Paris together, which was...
We did, within the first few weeks of being together. Yep. And Whitney met my parents, came to stay with them.
And they loved me, and it was all going well. And then I had to return back to Hawaii to finish my degree. And I was devastated, but... you know, it was what it was. And then we embarked on 4 years of long distance.
That we did. Yep.
And we never looked back. And then flash forward almost 9 years later, you know, we've been living happily ever.
9 years later? What? Oh, after the 4 years.
After the 4 years. So 13 years later.
Yes.
Well, almost 13 years. We met in 2008. We're now in 2021. You know, we're living happily ever after. I've been here for going on 9 years. I'm a dual citizen now. My whole life is over here.
Yeah.
And let's go back to that one day, that Christmas Eve in 2006. If I would have done anything different that day, I would not be here right now.
Insane.
So, yeah.
I'm glad you did, baby. What if I hadn't accepted your request as well? Ooh.
I know, but it was magic. So, you know, miracles do exist. And if you want something bad enough, it can happen. And if you don't know how it's going to happen, that's okay. If you want something bad enough, a way will be found. So, you know, don't give up on love, and don't give up on your dreams. I mean, that's a metaphor really we use for our whole life, and, you know, of our goals and anything we want. So we think if we could find each other, you know, 1 out of 6 billion people, anything is possible.
Yeah. Right? So that's how we met. We obviously have a lot in between of long distance and conquering long distance and all that. So if you want another video about that, then comment below and let us know. Hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned some more about us, even if you thought you knew the story of how we met. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Yep, please subscribe and follow us over on Instagram too, what Megan did next. And next chapter is babies! So you don't want to miss that. Wagon babies. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and bye for now. We've been together going on 13 years. Y'all! It's like bloody staticky, man. No, I won't stop looking. We're gonna do a bit more. Other best. Hang on. Breathe. Come. Breathe. Okay. I was like on the internet as you. I had never felt so clean. I mean, I think I even like moisturized my toes. Just everything. I mean, not that I have like a toe thing. I knew I'd ramble like a piece of shit.